Hello, incoming MBA students. Welcome to UNCG. My name is Steve Cramer, and I am your MBA business librarian, and more about that role in a minute. In a short video, I'm going to finish introducing myself. I'm going to talk about a research guide I have created to support your research needs as a student in the MBA program, and then also show you live two different research databases the library pays for that you have free access to support your work, specifically with industry analysis, pretty fundamental topic, and also data visualization with demographic and psychographic data. And that'll be the conclusion for this short video. So first off, a few main points just about my role as a member of your new network at UNCG. And I'm going to show you just a few slides here. Even though my main title is business librarian, I'm also associate professor, I want you to think of me as your research consultant. My main role for you is as your MBA research consultant. And I encourage you to stay in touch with me this semester and also your other semesters of the program as you have projects and need support with them, whether it's solo or on your team. And I'll give an example of that in just a second. And I'm going to show you this link as well. I want to put it on screen first here so you can note it. I'm going to use this link in a second. But just for example, what do I do for students in the MBA program? I'm going to do a new share. For example, I am embedded in the MBA capstone course 741, currently taught by Professor Mike Beitler. And for example, he uses this handout to recruit clients that you would work for as a team. It could be a nonprofit, small business, large business, entrepreneur. And this handout explains, recruits the people to volunteer to do this to companies and talks about what the student teams can do for the client. And the role of the executive mentor is very important. But then second paragraph here, or second column, it gets into my stuff, including the fact that you have access to databases that are expensive, but very fruitful. They don't have any online free equivalent because it costs money to make them and they sell them as a research product. And also data visualization, which I'll get into, and then me. I am listed here in this guide because I support you and your teams, and you hopefully will have save time in your projects, reduce your workload, reduce your stress, and get better results because you have a research consultant, namely me, involved in the process. There's a picture of me working with some students. So that's just an example of my role. Now then, regarding databases, let me switch screen once again and show you that research guide. I had the URL up for in that slide a few seconds ago. So this is my main portal for the MBA research guide. I'm always eager for feedback from you regarding like what's on here, what shouldn't be here, what should be added, other content. So let me know if you have any feedback on that. On the right side, notice underneath my picture, you've got links to my email address, a chat box. If it's blue, I'm logged in. If it's yellow, it's our main reference service point in the library who can support you as well. Scheduling tool. This is used all the time. So open up this, find the day you want to talk to me, click on a good time slot, tell me who you are, and optionally, what the topic is, and that helps me prepare so that when I see you in Zoom or physically in my office or elsewhere, that I kind of know what's going on already and have maybe even done some pre-research regarding what we need to talk about. This calendar normally runs to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Friday ends at 5. If you need to see me though in the evening because you are busy people, I'm sure all of you, and have jobs or family and or other things going on, let me know. This week Monday I had a 6:30 consultation with the MBA branding class because they worked full time. So if you need to see me outside the time slots provided by this consultation tool, just let me know. And there's other links here as well. Otherwise, the main thing students use this page for are these databases listed in the center column, organized by topic up here in the top left. And for example, one of the most used databases by MBA students is called IBISWorld, or IBIS for short. And one example of a report is this one on meal kit delivery services. And notice you've got like 9 or 10 chapters. If you want everything as one PDF, use the button here to download it. But I just want to point out maybe two core things about this site. First off, you're often required to do financial benchmarking in your MBA classes. What's a typical profit margin, for example, for this industry? How profitable is it? What's the long-term forecast or outlook? And this, among many other topics, IBISWorld here does that for you. And you can see examples here of what it covers. For example, in the Outlook chapter, some analysis. So it did really well in the COVID year of 2020, big drop off this year, and then, slow but steady growth after that. So fluctuating nature of this industry. But overall, the industry life cycle stage is listed as growth. Why? Well, read these paragraphs and you'll find out why IBIS believes that. And there's also an infographic showing meal kits way out here in the quality growth phase, among other possible life cycle stages. So that's one quick example of IBISWorld. This is free to you. Library pays, I think last time we paid the bill, $15,000 a year for this, but free to you. In contrast, though, IBIS primarily sells to businesses, consultants, and other people who need industry analysis, who need business intelligence, in other words. And just to give you an example of the value of this beyond the price the library pays for this, here's a website which you should not use because, you get this for free. But if you had to buy an IBIS report for your company or as a consultant and charge back, the cost to your client, you would pay $1,000 plus change for this report. So this report here, free to you. We have 1,000 other reports in this database for you. Cost $1,000 each. And that's one reason why, hopefully one evidence of value of library products. One other example, and this I'm going to use an example from one of the current MBA 741 capstone client teams working for Gallons Farms, which sells organic compost as fertilizer. Originally for businesses, now they're also selling it to residential households for like backyard gardening and things like that. SimplyAnalytics is this product. It is a GIS demographic and psychographic database. So demographics, census data about citizens and households. Psychographics, though, behavioral, lifestyle, consumer spending patterns, data that's collected primarily by private research companies like Nielsen, Simmons, MRI, and so on. Just quick examples here. You can see Greensboro. Let's change to block groups, which are neighborhoods of 2,000 persons. We are showing in-household income. So if this is a product primarily sold to wealthier clients, we can see what neighborhoods are indeed generally where wealthier people live. In this case, this block group neighborhood, 92,000 is the median household income, for example. But we could also look at things like how much money do you spend on gardening and lawn care? If you are selling organic compost, recyclable, products to people who are doing gardening work, well, here are the places where they spend the most money. The darker the red, the more likely they are to spend a lot of money on that too. Or another question, last example here, are you willing to pay more for environmentally friendly products or services? So another psychographic question, and this looks a little bit different, doesn't it? It's not exactly corresponding to income in this case, and I think that's interesting. And we can look at other places too. If you want to sell this product, I don't know, in Seattle, Washington, or Raleigh or Winston-Salem, we can very easily jump to any place in the United States. And also look at geographies you may be more familiar with, such as zip codes. So it's a national product with about 20, or I don't know, 20, 30,000 variables in it, including demographic data, as you saw, and also psychographic data. And finally, there's also an opportunity to overlay actual locations, which I've already done. So I am displaying in these little yellow dots, a little hard to see. Let me change the colors a bit so it's easier to see the yellow dots. There we go. I am displaying locations of nursing and garden care centers, farm supply stores. And for example, here is a nursing company called Cherry Lane, just kind of random, out over here in Puget Sound, Seattle area, cultivate, propagate. So you can, if there's a correlation or a need to show a physical location of a store or a business or an organization or nonprofit, we can overlay what we call points data, location data, company location data on top of psychographic and or demographic data. So really robust product. I help students use this product. I have videos on this as well. If you go back to my research guide, you go to tutorials. And here are different topics where I have multiple tutorials, video screencasts really, about how to use these. As well as citation guides. These are popular with students. How do I cite IBIS in IPA format? How do I cite SimplyAnalytics? How do I include in APA format a table or chart or graph or map? And then cite it properly. And I've got guides to that as well. So I hope this guide is useful. And more generally, my role as a business research consultant is useful for your classes. If I can be of support to you, please let me know throughout your program. You will see me in class, whether in Zoom or physical classes. Definitely see me when you get to the capstone course in your final semester. But more generally, I just encourage you to keep me in your notebook and keep me in your virtual network as one of the players that you gain when you as a UNCG MBA student. And with that, I will leave you. Thank you very much for watching this video and good luck in the program.